All right, guys, this is the frame puller I made out of a Harbor Freight shop crane. This was the 2-ton version. It's extremely easy to make. It only took a couple hours. The hardest part was just taking the legs that usually come with it. It only took one leg. I cut, I think it was 2.5 feet to 2.5 foot sections for the legs that you see on the bottom over here. So what you do is you just take it, you cut a 2.5 foot section and weld it in the front, weld it in the back as a stand, so that way the back arm is able to pivot without hitting into the ground. Then the only other thing you have to do is cut and weld this little bracket right here. It's too far forward, so the hydraulic jack will be on too much of an angle, and then you wouldn't really be able to get it under the car far enough to anchor it. So I just cut it and moved it back about 6 inches, and it makes it perfect then. It really could go back a little bit more, and then you could probably cut the front one, move it up a little bit. But I didn't really want to go through that. It's kind of unnecessary. I've used it a bunch of times already. This seems to do well enough. Just trying to go through some of your questions. So one of the biggest concerns was, how do I keep the car from moving while I'm pulling? So there's a couple different methods. If you're getting a car that already has suspension damage with it, and it's a really light pull, I left this front piece right here already attached. So all you do is I have some little clips on here. I forget what the name of them are, but you just put the chain onto them and then tighten it down, and then you tighten it around a suspension component that's strong enough. Another method is I have this piece right here that I threw 2 grade 5 bolts through, and then I'll strap it to the pinch weld, and then I'll chain that to this right here. You have to make sure it's really tight, or else as you start to pull some heavy stuff, it'll tend to want to lift up on you. All right, so the other major question was, everybody was asking how I made it air powered. Basically, I just threw away the jack that came with it, and then I got one of these right here. It's item number 94562 from Harbor Freight. It is a 8-ton air hydraulic jack. It makes life extremely easy. All you do, instead of having to like pump it at a weird angle, it has the little air button here. You just hold it down. And you're able to operate it that way. Yeah, honestly, it's phenomenal. I've been able to pull a lot of radiator supports with it, some trunk tubs, you name it. Frame rails are a little too much for it. If you keep the whole trunk tub welded, it could be a little overwhelming for it also. I pulled the door skin behind it. That's my wife's car. I backed into it, completely crushed the door. It wouldn't even open. Just welded a couple pieces to it. I was able to pull it all out. It's working fine now. So yeah, if you have any more questions, just feel free to comment. If you want to know anything else, just let me know, and I'll definitely follow up with you guys. Thank you. Bye.